Hello everyone. In this series of videos, I'll walk you through how to make a quiz game using the pygame library in Python. This is what the game will look like when finished. As you can see, this is the menu, which is what I will show you how to code this video. It welcomes the user to the game. There's also two buttons, rules and start. Clicking rules will show you an explanation of the game and the power-ups. You can click the back button to go back to the menu. Clicking the start button will start the game. The question is in the big green box and you can answer it by clicking one of the red boxes which contain possible answers. You get a power-up for every third question you get correct. The power-ups include bonus time, which is 3 extra seconds, bonus points, which can be +1 or +2, there's also a timer at the top left, and your score is displayed in the top right. When the timer runs out, it displays time over and your final score. Okay, so let's start coding. First, we'll import the pygame library. Import pygame. Next, we'll initialize the game by writing pygame.init. Next, we'll do the screen width and height. I'm gonna make my screen width and height 850 by 500. You can make your screen height and width and height anything you want, but this is what I'll make it. Now we'll declare the screen using pygame.display set underscore mode, and then init will input like a tuple of the screen width and height. Next, we'll make a caption of the game, which will be like the title of the game. Pygame.display. And I'll call the game quiz game. Now we'll declare the fonts. So we'll want like a font medium. We'll call this pygame dot font dot, and then we can choose a name for the font. So I'm just going to use Comic Sans. Size 75 and true for the font to be bold. If you don't want the font to be bold, you can make it false. We want a font small. We'll do the same thing, pygame. And just change the size to 50. Now we'll load an image. call it, I've already imported the image into my repo. We'll call this rules image. This is the image of the rules from the menu. pygame.image.load, and in this you read the name of your image. .png. It's better to have a PNG image, so it's like convert it to a PNG. I'll leave a link in the description for the size, how to make the image size and image in PNG. Next we'll start the main loop, which is our main loop for the menu. So we'll declare a variable called run, which will set to true. It'll be a while loop. So while run is equal to true, and now this will be our menu. So first we'll want to delay the game a little, because pygame.time.delay, or else it'll go really fast. For the menu, it might not actually. It matters, because if it matters for the keyboard or mouse input. So when you click, it might take the input like many times in a few milliseconds, without the delay. Okay, next we will get the events. So we can have for I in event, or no, for event in pygame dot event dot get if an event dot type is equal to pygame dot quit run is equal to false. So if we get all the events in this loop, and if we check if the event is quit, which means if the user clicks the X, and if it is, then we'll set run to false, and the game will end, or this loop will end. Now we're gonna set the background, which will be screen.fill, and we'll do a tuple of like the RGB colors. So it's like 100, 220, and 255. It's like a sky blue background. And now we'll welcome the user by writing screen.blit. So you can blit objects and images to the screen using screen.blit, but to blit the images, or to blit the text, you have to render it first. So the font we'll want is the font medium dot render, and then what we want to see. So welcome to quiz game, and then we have to have a 1. I forget what this one is. but we should have it. And then there's a tuple of the RGB colors, so it's like 0, 0, 255. Then the text will be blue. Yeah, so okay, so now that the text is rendered, now we send in a tuple of the location, so like a location on the screen, so it'd be like 70 and 150. Okay, so coordinates in pygame work like this. So the y increases, the 0, 0 starts from here, and y increases downwards, and the x is the same as a normal Cartesian plane, and the object's coordinates is measured like from its top left corner, so it's like 170 is its coordinates. Okay, so now we'll code the buttons. So we'll first start with the start button. So first we want to draw the button onto the screen. So pygame.draw, or we want to draw like the rectangle. So pygame.draw.rect, and then the surface we want to display onto is screen, and then we'll want next is a tuple of the RGB, so 0, 180 and 0, so this will be like a medium green. Next will be the x and y coordinates, so we'll say 550 by 350, and the width and height, so width is 200 and the height of the button will be 100, and that's all for the drawing just the rectangle. Next will be, we'll blit the writing into the rectangle, so we'll want to render the font. We'll use font medium again, font render, and we want to say start 1, and then the RGB value 250. So this will be a white text, and so now the text is rendered. We'll have enter the coordinates. So we want it inside the rectangle, which is in the coordinates 550, so we want it a little more near the middle. Okay, so now we'll do the back button or rules button. So pygame, so it'll be the almost same thing, just we'll change the color to like a dark blue, and we'll change the coordinates to more on the left. The y coordinates are fine, just the x coordinates can change a little. equals. Okay, so and now we'll update this screen. Update the screen. This is very important. Like when you want to show an image, you have to remember to display the update. This is what the game looks like so far. So we have everything, but we didn't code any of the clicking yet. Let's do that right now. Okay, so now we'll detect mouse input. So detect mouse input. So first we'll get the mouse events, or like check if the mouse was pressed. So pygame dot mouse dot get underscore pressed. And now we'll check if they clicked on the start button. So if pygame dot mouse dot get pressed, and pygame dot. So now in this we check if the mouse was clicked, mouse was left clicked, and with this now we'll check if the mouse was clicked inside the rectangle. So pygame dot rect, and then so we're checking for start, so we'll enter the coordinates of the rectangle, coordinates and dimensions. So it'll check this area if anything was clicked. So and then collide point. Okay, so it'll check if anything. We also have to do pygame dot mouse dot get underscore position. So this will check if the mouse was clicked inside this rectangle, and then if it was, we will want to break from this menu loop, and we'll want to start our game. So then our game will be another while loop. And now if we want to check if rules, so we'll do the same thing. Similar if statements, only we change the location of the rectangle. So it'll be okay, and then in this one, if the rows is clicked, we'll want to display the rows page, and so then we'll need to make another while loop. So we'll call this run 2, and we'll set it to true, and while run 2 is equal to true, we'll first have to get the events for event in pygame dot event. Okay, Actually, we can just copy paste this for loop from here. Okay. Then we'll want to create a background. Since the image will be a PNG. And 255. Next is we'll display the rules. So rules. Okay, so display rules. So we'll want to build the image onto the screen. So screen.blade, and then so we have the rules image imported into this variable, and then we'll want it 0, 0, because we resized it to be exactly the same size as the screen. Okay, so now we'll do the back button. So for the back button, it'll be similar to the other buttons. We'll need a rectangle. We'll first have to draw the rectangle onto the screen. Choose a color. We'll make this one red, and we'll say the location is, okay, this will be the location. It'll be a little smaller because we don't want to cover up the writing from the image. Okay, and then screen.blade. So now we have to blade the word, the text. It'll be white, and its location will be 700. Our coordinates will be 700 by 360. Okay, so now we have the back button. So now we want to we have to display the button. So pygame.display display.update. Next we'll need to detect mouse input. Mouse input. So mouse equals pygame.mouse.get underscore pressed. So we have to check if they clicked back. So then it'll be similar to the other if statements where we checked. So if, and now we just have to check if they clicked within our rectangle, and if they did, then we just set run to equal to false, so which means we get back out of this loop and go back to the menu. Okay, so let's see what the game is so far. This is what the code will look like now. Game will look like now. So it says welcome to quiz game, and if you click rules, it will go to the rules page. Well, okay. We have to fix the back button. Oh yeah, so we have to use the small font. So font small dot render. Okay, let's stop and run it again. Rules, and now everything works. And if it presses start, the program ends. So when we next time we'll code the actual game, and when we press start, it'll go into the actual game. Thank you for watching, and make sure to check out other videos. This video was created by Md Nazmus Saad from the CodeBakery. Looking to learn how to code apps, games, websites for free? Subscribe and sign up at thecodebakery.github.io/website.